Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube. I am here to do a Dark Shadows video for you guys and gals. Here to talk Barnabas Collins, my favorite vampire ever. And, Barnabas has done a lot of interesting things as a character. He's time traveled, he's kidnapped somebody. Maybe he tried to make Maggie Evans forcefully his bride. It didn't work. He got married to a witch. He was cursed to be a vampire. He worked for the Leviathan briefly. Um, he was in 1897. I mean, this man has time traveled, but he's about to take a trip through parallel. He takes a trip through parallel time. Now, I want to stress this for those who have never watched Dark Shadows. Barnabas did initially want to go to 1970 parallel time, but he more ends up there by accident. Or is it by accident? Is this fate, if you will? Is this fate sort of granting Barnabas's wish? Okay, you want to be here? You're here. Because there's a very interesting dialogue by Barnabas in this storyline, if you will. William Hollinshead Loomis, who figures out his wife's been bitten by a vampire, Carolyn Collins' daughter Loomis. That's right, Carolyn and Willie get hitched in 1970 parallel time, and yes, they're in love with one another. Things do go south because Barnabas. They work for Barnabas. It's all Barnabas's fault. It sort of is too. Um, and he traps Barnabas in the coffin. Now, to be fair, this is more of a plot-related reason that Barnabas is going to get chained in the coffin for a while. You're not going to see Jonathan for a while if anybody's currently watching this storyline and you're here and you're like, why are they keeping Jonathan in the chain coffin? It's because at that point in time the movie House of Dark Shadows was being filmed, and so a lot of the cast and stuff had to go up to Tarrytown, New York, and film the movie. So the movie was being filmed while the series was going on. That's a little fun tidbit for you guys, if you did not know that already. Now, once that happens, they're going to open this coffin back up, and William Hollinshead Loomis is going to interview Barnabas, right? So Barnabas has this interesting dialogue. He sneaks behind William Loomis, and he chokes him with his own cross, and then he bites him. In that sort of sequence, he tells him, hey, I will be a prisoner of fate, no longer will. And that's a very interesting choice of words. I will be a prisoner of fate no longer. Meaning, I'm done being pulled by fate. No matter what, fate is I'm always losing people. I mean, he's lost Josette how many times? He can't fall in love. Anytime he falls in love, it goes south. So he's, in a lot of ways, I always feel this is sort of, and if you guys don't feel this way, it's fine. This is just how I personally took this. This is sort of Barnabas's declaration of war against fate itself. And you gotta think, we've seen so many characters in this show from a supernatural sense, right? Yeah, we've seen vampires, we've seen witches, we've seen werewolves, we've seen ghosts, a wraith, a phoenix. Hell, Satan himself made an appearance briefly. Death, Mr. Best himself, which is Death, made an appearance on Dark Shadows. A warlock, some warlocks make an appearance. So, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, if you will. Well, sort of. It is Jekyll and Hyde, though. It is a form of Jekyll and Hyde. Um, Frankenstein's monster, Adam. So, and I've always felt that there are characters in Dark Shadows we just don't get to see. What if Fate is literally a character? I mean, why not? Everything else is. Everything else has been on the table thus far. Barnabas is literally saying to William Holland Loomis, I will be a prisoner of fate no longer. Meaning, I am going to fight tooth and nail to get what the hell I want. Now, he did initially want to be in 1970 parallel time. And he's in the abandoned, he's in the part of the wing of the house. He's standing in the room that is the parallel time room, and it's dark. It's empty. It doesn't have the furniture, and he's talking to Dr. Julia Hoffman, who kind of walked away for a brief moment or wasn't quite there yet. And then it changes, and now he's in 1970 parallel time. Now you could say this is just be careful what you wish for, Barnabas, because we damn sure know Barnabas has had that happen before. And I wouldn't disagree with you if you said that here, but it's also too almost like fate is saying, okay, you want it, you want it, you want to be here. Here you go. It's really interesting how it happens too. He's standing there. He even says, "I'm a fool. I've been foolish," and he's not wrong. He has been. He wants it so bad, and it's almost like, okay, you want it bad enough. You really want this? Go back and watch this. It's weird. It's one of those moments in Dark Shadows. You're like, you get the writers are writing this, but it's like, is there another external force fucking with Barnabas here? Really messing with this dude? I mean, he's a vampire. We know how Barnabas gets when somebody messes with him, right? And Barnabas's words to Will, it's almost like this is Barnabas's return fire. Like, okay, I'm not gonna be a prisoner of fate any longer. Not quite literally, but figuratively. I mean, think of everything Barnabas does. He is doing everything in his power. He tries to fall in love with Roxanne, but it's again, things are forwarded. You can say, it was this person's fault, and you wouldn't be wrong that it's the villain's fault. But is fate just keep throwing things at Barnabas to test him? Like, no, I'm still going to get in your way. I'm still going to make you jump through hoops. And think of everything that comes after this, too. Think of when him and Dr. Hoffman, because Dr. Julia Hoffman does save him in parallel time. This is sort of where the show becomes Barnabas and Julia, right? This is where people have talked about what becomes Barnabas and Julia. Okay. Why? Because it's their fate, right? Barnabas, in a weird way, has to, when they get back when they get back from 1970 parallel time, they don't go back into the 1970 regular time. They go to 1995. They go to the future, and Collinwood's destroyed. It's like, in a weird way, it's almost like fate is showing him, hey, this is going to happen. No matter what you do, this here is going to happen. And guess what? It does. No matter what they did in 1970, their time, Collinwood was still destroyed. Now, there are things that didn't happen specifically. I would say Quentin didn't go as crazy as he initially did when they saw him. Honestly. And Quentin even admitted to lying to Barnabas. So, And again, because they weren't initially there when it happened the first time, it happens again. So you can't they didn't prevent it, but they're going to go back in time to stop this evil dude, this Gerard Stiles, this warlock, if you will, this Judah Zachary, who they don't know is a thing. Barnabas is again fighting fate in a way. He wants to change things again. Again, this is him fighting fate, whether he realizes it or not. And I gotta wonder, does he? Does Barnabas realize he's going toe to toe? I don't want to say with the gods themselves or with God himself, but this is. I always feel from a fictitious sense, this is uncharted waters for Dark Shadows. And what I mean by that is, we say, we've always felt that Judah Zachary is our villain, and he is too. He's the villain you see. But is he? Isn't fate the villain itself? Isn't it fate that's caused Barnabas to go to 1970? Isn't it fate that's caused them to go to... I mean, literally, what causes that? You could say the writers, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but what literally causes them to go to the future? Who would be... You could say, oh, it's Judah Zachary, he's just... And again, I wouldn't disagree with you. I think that would be a very powerful point, but why would Judah Zachary want to warn them about anything that's going to happen? Why show it to them? It's almost like fate saying to, hey, this is going to happen. Again, it's a very interesting thing. And think about what Barnabas does in 1840 to prevent things. I mean, he lets Roxanne Drew die. He lets her die. He lets her brother do the dirty work. I mean, it's time to let Roxanne Drew go, right? He trusts Angelique. And you could say he trusted her a bit in 1897. Yeah, but this is big steps here. I mean, he's literally trusting her and tells her everything. What's on the line. Everything. And he lays his cards on a table, and she cures him of his vampirism. That's what causes Barnabas to be cured. He ends up falling in love with her because he trusted her. She did a very human thing, right? Angelique gets shot. She dies. Barnabas leaves 1840. Angelique gets buried. But there's a caveat here, right? Is it over? When I say is it over, I don't mean Judah Zachary. We know that's over, right? For the most part. But what do we know about time travel with Dark Shadows? That 1795 constantly repeats itself. And depending on when you go back or whatever, there's different versions of Natalie Dupre. There's one moment Natalie Dupre's trying to help him. There's another Natalie Dupre's trying to destroy him. It's like, so there is 1795 repeating itself, but constantly changing other than certain aspects of it, like the big picture stuff. Josette still dies. Barnabas is cursed. He's chained in his coffin. When Barnabas makes it back to 1840, him, Dr. Hoffman, and Professor Stokes, They're leaving Collinwood, going to the Collinsport Historical Society. Does Barnabas go, or does he continue to defy fate? Does he? Here's my biggest question too. If he, do you really go to a history center when you've literally lived it? He's lived through everything there is so far. He's been to parallel time. He has seen another version of parallel time in 1840. Barnabas has experienced so many things. Does he contemplate going back to 1795 and telling Angelique everything? And if he does, is fate waiting for him? Not Angelique. Fate. Because this time, if he tells Angelique everything, let me tell you what I think's going to get said. She's going to look at him. How many times have you done this? Done what? Come back here. How many times have you come back here? I think what we would learn, we hear about the multiverse. I think we would learn that Barnabas has literally created a multiverse. That things have now split badly. And he's created alternate timelines. He wouldn't be the only one, but him the most, because he's come back there the most. Is Barnabas Collins' fight with fate over? Did it literally begin? Is fate fighting Barnabas? Is it warning him? Is it his enemy? Is it his ally? Is it neither? Is it just there, a part of it all? Again, these are things I wonder about with Dark Shadows most. Because we see so many different supernatural elements. Where does fate belong in the Dark Shadows universe? Or does it to people? Does it to you? Is there something more going on with it? Barnabas's words honed to me today for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of the Halloween franchise too, and I'm getting ready to talk about it. Maybe it's because fate is a part of the story. And then just happened the way they did. It's interesting to think about, right? Did Barnabas really defy fate? Is he going to go and defy it again? If he did? Will he? Will he choose to go back, or will he choose to go to the Historical Society? Will he talk to Julia Hoffman about any of this? Here is his trusted friend. Dr. Hoffman is the closest thing Barnabas has to a best friend. Her and Willie, maybe Professor Stokes. But that right there, does he tell them? Does he contemplate this? What do you guys think Barnabas does? What does Barnabas do, in your opinion? Love to hear from you. Hope you guys have a great night. Take care.